Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this video, I wanted to show you the necklace that I designed with the ornate beaded beads that I just did a tutorial on. If you did not see that tutorial, I'll have pictures up, and right there's the title, Ornate Beaded Bead Tutorial. If you put that into YouTube search or you go to my YouTube channel, you will find the tutorial, right? And in that video, I talk about how you can use different kinds of beads and alternatives that you can do to get beaded beads from your stash. So make sure you watch that video. Now in the video I talked about the necklace that I wanted to make and how I was unsure of how I should design it, and so I asked everybody's opinion, and it looks like everybody's leaning towards the tassel. Most people, the majority, is leaning towards the tassel. And maybe I can do screenshots of the other necklace design that I had in mind. Now here's the thing, in the video I told you guys that I was not happy about the bead layout that I had in the rest of the necklace. I had star beads in it and I had small little blue fire polish beads in it. I just wasn't really crazy about it. I knew it needed to be changed around and redesigned, and so what ended up happening, you guys are telling me to do a beaded tassel. That was one of my original ideas. I had two ideas. I put these three together, strung up with the melon beads in between them. The necklace would have been shorter, or a long necklace with a beaded tassel, and I separate these further apart, which is what I have done with a beaded tassel. And so what happened is I went through my tassel collection just to see what I had, and I found this gorgeous tassel. This tassel is from a subscription box that I used to do. It was called Beading School. I don't remember the name of the lady that designed the kit, but I think I ended up doing Starry Night earrings with that kit. Hopefully I can find a picture for that. I want to say there was a pendant. There was a pendant that I made with that too. Yes, I think that was from the same box. I'll put a picture up. Now see, the only reason why I can remember these things that I've made is because I have spent days, sometimes weeks, making these designs. So that's how I can remember these things. But anyways, I think this came from the Starry Night kit. Anyways, so I found this tassel and I'm like, wow, this is absolute perfection. If I use this tassel, it's going to keep the beaded beads being the star of the show, and it's not going to take away from them as much as a beaded tassel would. And then, because I ended up changing the necklace layout, I ended up using a bunch of the beads that I wanted in the tassel in the necklace. And so originally I had star beads and 4mm fire polish beads, and after studying the beaded beads in the whole piece, I'm like, I need more yellow. And so I started bringing in the 5mm Czech fire polish beads, and it really popped. And I like it because I'm kind of been scared of yellow my whole life and orange, and so this looks really elegant with the yellow in it, and maybe it's because it's pale yellow. So anyways, I've gone to this tassel for a couple reasons. One, it doesn't take away from the beaded beads. Two, it's actually already made for me, and I always really go over the deep edge, over the top, like as best as I can possibly do. For example, the Emerald City necklace that I did tutorials on, I'm still having to edit videos for that. I think I have 2 videos left to edit. In case you don't know the design I'm talking about, I'll put pictures up. Okay, that was, try not to swear, a crap ton of work. That was so much work. And so it was kind of nice to do this. But even if I did a beaded tassel, I don't think I would have been happy with the beads, because the beads just had too much going. Like, I needed more like basic simple stuff. So showing you my leftovers, this is the kit that I got. Okay, I put the beads in this box, you don't get the box, but I was going to use these in the tassel, the yellow ones, which I've used. These in the tassels, I was going to use leaves at the ends of the tassels. I wasn't going to use these. They are pretty sharp, so I've been trying to avoid using those. I did think about these and the stars, but I think it might have been way too busy. Alright, so these are all my leftovers. Okay, now these here, I have used these for another project. I'm actually making 3 projects with this Sam's Bead Box. That's the name. Moonlit Serenade. You can still get this subscription box, okay? Go get this box. I'm going to link this box in the description bar. You will be able to make these 3 beaded beads, this necklace, and another beaded accessory that I'm still working on filming a tutorial for. And plus, on top of all that, you get all of these leftover beads to still do more stuff with. I kind of wanted to do earrings, okay? But we got to move on with life. There's more things to do, okay, than to use an entire box to make stuff, okay? So, anyways, again, I'll link this in the description bar, and I have a coupon code for it. It's BEAD5, B-E-A-D, 5 capital letters, and it will get you $5 off your first box. So you will see that down below in the description bar. Now, when I went to put this tassel on, I was very baffled. I'm like, how am I going to put this tassel on? It has this gold string. I don't know if you could see it. It was a loop that came up, heck, maybe 2 inches long. Yeah, and there was a knot at the top. I'm like, I have no idea how I'm going to attach this. And I thought about when I make malas. I've made mala bracelets, and I've done elastic cord. I'll put a picture up for that. And I think I made the tassels. Yeah, I made those tassels. So I didn't make this tassel. So I'm like, I gotta figure out how I'm going to do this. And so the only idea that I can come up with that made sense to me is to use bead stringing wire. And I had the same bead string wire that I showed you in the original video with the beaded bead. So there's no clasp in this. I did not measure the length of this. It has to be like 30 something inches. But the wires go around, they come out through here. Okay, I barely had any waste of bead string wire. It was the perfect length. Maybe 4 inches, 3-4 inches of waste. So the wires, both of them go down through my beaded bead, come out here. I wanted to use a wire guard right here, but it wouldn't work because you can only pass 1 wire through a wire guard, not 2, and I wanted to go up one side and go down and then do the same thing with the other one, so the wires would be doubled. I could not do that, it would not allow me. So I had to use a soft flex gold filled crimp tube. I came out this bead, the beaded bead, and then this 4mm bead. My wires came out. I made a loop with 2 wires. I went back through the crimp tube. I squished it, and I had to cut the wires here at the bead. Well, actually, one of the wires did go through this bead, so there was actually 3 wires coming through here. And then the one would not fit, so I just cut it off. But can you see that right there? I had to cut it. Cut the 1 wire off. I really wanted all of them to go back up, but it would not do it for me. And so for the tassel, this was on a string. See the string right there? I'm like, how am I going to do that? So in the past, I've made my own embroidery floss tassels. I will put a picture up of the tutorial I'm talking about. You can go and watch it. I made those tassels with wire because it was flippin' awesome, okay? And so I kept poking and poking at this, and I had a hard time, but I ended up managing for maybe 10 minutes in getting a wire, a 20 gauge wire, to go through here, through the tassel, come out the other side. I put the wires together. I wire wrapped my short wire around the longer wire. I then cut a couple inches of wire, and I made a wire wrapped loop. And that's how I did it, okay? Now, of course, this had here to be open, and then I passed my bead string wire through the tassel and into the crimp, and I flattened the crimp. But that was like mind-boggling. I'm like, how am I going to finish this? I also thought about putting these beads onto cord, like my flat wax polyester cord, and bringing them down out through here, so then those would be cords, and then this had the little gold thread. But I felt like this little gold thread was really thin. Like, it looks thicker here, and the reason why it looks thicker is because I was worried that I didn't want to cut the thread off, because I was worried that I might have some threads come out, because I know that I wasn't through the center of this tassel. So I ended up taking the gold thread, tying a second knot, and taking a needle passing it through here, coming out, and I just like reinforced this area some, and I hid the tail of the gold tassel right here inside of the tassel because I did not want to cut that off. I was worried it would distort this beautiful tassel. This tassel's heavy, by the way. It has weight to it. It's amazing. And when I first got these, I thought they were so beautiful, but I didn't know how I would use them because they're really darn big. Let me see if I can measure this. I think I have another one in pink, or not pink, but turquoise. It is 3 inches. It is a beast. So I'm happy to finally found something to use it in because it's so big that like I really want to show the tassel off. But I didn't know what the heck to do with it in the past when I got it because it was so big. But I'm really happy with this. I'm loving this. So let's go over the pattern here. You can copy this pattern if you like. And I played with the pattern a lot. I did kind of have a hard time getting it to be just right. I wanted this to go around my neck, but I also kind of wanted some of the beads to come out so you can see it. I didn't really want it to be cut off. Like when I originally did it, this went right up to the back of my neck and you couldn't see these beads. So now I realized that if I took out the star beads, used the yellow with these blue ones and alternated this alternating pattern that I had up, it made it longer. So that this is now visible. When you look at me, you can see these beads behind my neck now. They're coming down further. They're like, it's like more like here, and then it goes around my neck. Okay. So let's start, I guess, down here. Is that where I start? I did start. I always start when I make a necklace. I always start with the larger beads. I lay them out first, even though it's there, and then I put the smaller beads around them. So because these are so big, I'll zoom in, I really felt the need to put one of the largest beads I got in the box, these melon beads on the sides. Okay, so melon bead, seed bead, 4mm nestles inside of that beaded bead. Like it has a big hole and you need something to like go inside there. Okay, so I did the same thing on both sides. Alright. So this here is a pattern, alright, and then I did the same thing on this side. And when I went to go do this, I realized I needed to do the melon beads again because I needed more length. And originally, I was not going to put these here. I was going to stop like this and then do this beaded bead. But then I realized, well, I'm not framing. These beads here are framing the beaded bead, so it makes sense to actually put them here. And these are touching each other, but I don't think it looks bad. I like it. I actually do. And so, again, this is a pattern, okay? And then here's my melon, again, seed bead, 4mm, going into here. You can't put a seed bead in front of this big hole. It just goes inside. Okay, this eats beads, it swallows them. I have to let the dog out. I'll be back. Alright, so I put those there because they can't go inside there. It's beside each other and it matches this. Okay, see that? It's pretty much the same. It's just that they're together. And then when I came out here, I did the 4mm and I actually wanted to put another melon right here, but it was making this too long. And it looked, I think it looked better without it. It could go either way. So I ended up leaving out that melon bead. And I just stopped there. Actually, my hope is that I could pass all 4 of these bead string wires through the melon bead and then have the crimp tube and flatten it so that it was like, you know, I had some wire going back through, but it would not work. The melon bead had a tiny hole. It would not pan out for me. Okay, so now I pointed out that this is a pattern and I have it here and I kind of did it here. The next pattern is this 8mm, 5mm fire polish, and that table cut light blue sapphire bead. So that's a pattern. Okay, I did this pattern throughout the whole necklace. So here it is again. Here, and then I did it again here. Okay, see that? And then there's this. You know, if I saw these clear leaves in person, I probably would not buy them, but man, do they look good in this necklace. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so you can see there's a pattern, here's a pattern, and then it goes into this. The clear leaves. These here, I did intentionally turn them so that the moon is facing like that. With the rose bead, I did the clear leaf again. And now back here. So here is the pattern. This here, I brought it back here. Now this bead was the star bead because it is the same color, magic blue, as this bead. I had the star beads here. But I had to do an odd number of star beads. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the star beads would start going straight, and then when I got here they had to go upside down. Okay? And then I ended up realizing that I should remove the star beads because I need more of this blue, which I have in my beaded beads, in the necklace, because it's not in the necklace. I need to pull it in. So I decided to remove the star beads, okay, which is the same color as this bead, so that's why it worked. So that was my, trying to show you this pattern. This bead, the yellow, the blue bead, the yellow. This here, which was the star bead, because it's the same color as this bead, I had to remove it to bring in this blue one. So this alternates, okay? So there's an 8mm and then those 3. Okay, so look at it this way now. There's this 8mm, there's this pattern of yellow, blue, yellow, and then I swapped out the star, this colored bead, for this blue one. And then it's yellow, blue, yellow, and then it's this one. So it's alternating. And then it's blue again. And then yellow, blue, yellow, and then it's the 8mm. Yellow, blue, yellow, and it's the blue. And I did that all the way around because I really needed to bring in the yellow and the blue that I had in these beads just to pull the design together more. I need more of that color because without this back here, those blue, the only other place that has that shade of blue is the tassel. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope that you're proud of me because I asked your opinions on what to do, and you all, pretty much all of you, almost all of you, said to do the tassel. I think there was a couple people that said to do just the beaded bead. But yeah, this is it. I hope you like it. I will have a picture of this up on a necklace bust and of it laying down. And like I said, you can go get this box. It's made by Sam's Bead Box. I will have a link for this exact box. It's called Moonlit Serenade in the description bar. Coupon code BEAD5 to get $5 off. Go get the box, make the beaded beads, make the necklace, and then there is a third design that I am making with gemstone beads. It's going to be an accessory. I don't want to tell you exactly what it is yet. It is a surprise. I'm really excited about it. I have a little bit more work to do for that, but I hope that you guys, like I said, enjoy this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Make sure to click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos, and follow me on my social media sites. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, and X. Thanks for watching.